Hey everyone, I'm Craig.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are going to talk about the next gen systems. I'm pretty sure everyone is burnt out.
At the very least aware of
We're basically, I don't want to open this video with questioning the relevance of this video, but we're going to try to add some stuff people haven't really talked about to the equation. So before we get ahead of ourselves, I wanted them to be aware that we hopefully have something unique to share in the next gen system. I've been playing games since I was, probably 8, 9 years old. I think I started out with a DOS-based machine, and I played screensaver games. You remember the flying toasters? Nobody probably remembers the flying toasters.
I don't.
I've been playing them forever. So, Chris is the one who got me on Xbox 360 to begin with.
I am console roots. I had a Nintendo when I was probably 5 or 6. You know, that's it. Hooked ever since.
Well, I mean Nintendo.
I had Nintendo, not the brand, the original.
I am actually going to go back and collect the original Nintendo games. I'm going to do that when I get a room in my house that's not being taken over by my children. That's something I'm going to do.
Yeah, no, I had Nintendo, and then Sega and stuff like that. So I was more console. I actually didn't play a computer game, an honest computer game, until Sims 1.
Well, that's not too bad. So that's around Doom age.
Didn't play.
Doom,
I
Half-Life.
played Doom on Sega 32X.
That was pretty sweet on Sega. So that gives a little idea of our background.
Yeah.
I've played pretty much every console too. So Super Nintendo is still my favorite. Still think it was the peak of console gaming, but the 360 right now is my favorite. So
yes.
The heartbreaking occurred on the announcement of the Xbox One, I think, on both sides of the table here.
Yeah. Don't know what they were thinking with that.
And that's the thing, is like, Microsoft.
I don't know.
What's going on there? I mean,
I'm not sure. I think they maybe were riding high from winning, and sorry, but I think 360 is the best console of this generation.
mm-hmm.
Maybe not necessarily performance-wise, but if you look at the all-around experience, I think it came out on top.
Right, and that always depends on the person who's playing it. Like, because I know some guys are hardcore graphics guys, and I'm not really all that into that. I used to be. But, I mean, if you're going graphics, of course, your best top routes are going to be PlayStation or
well, I mean,
PC.
If you look at what Sony has done, I mean, I think they'd admit that they really didn't do that well this generation. They did okay, but I think,
It was more about the gaming experience as a whole. Like you said, the connectivity, the achievement systems.
And the price point. I mean,
price point,
I'm not,
that was pretty bad for the PlayStation 3.
I am a guy who I will go get this system and that system to play this game or that game. So I'm not really a fanboy of any.
And that's really what comes down to.
Try not to be. Anyway.
It's always usually, I mean, the price point's one thing, but it's always usually about the games.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, I mean, really, the gamers go where the games are at.
Yes.
And this was the biggest mistake, I think, that Microsoft made in their announcement of the Xbox One. It's because they really advertised and promoted it as a media center machine, and it's just like we've all got media center machines already.
We got that covered.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Roku box, you got Apple TV, you've got your DVR boxes now, your cable
Chromecast.
boxes. Chromecast, that's a new big one.
Yeah,
that's becoming real big.
So I mean, we got that covered.
Yeah, it's just let the people who do that take care of that.
Well, I mean, I had heard this, and I agree with it, is that at the beginning of Xbox 360, they were a very hardcore gamer, and then adjusted to be more the media and bring everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people's hopes was that coming off this E3 or whatever, when the announcement was that they'd focus back on hardcore gamer, and they didn't. They tail-ended into casual again.
Well, I don't even know if they even did it to casual gamer at that
media.
point.
I mean, it was really a lot of media stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but like we even said with their opening speaker, who was it? It was EA. I mean, you got the number 1, number 2 worst gaming company of all time.
Number one.
We've partnered with the number 1 worst gaming company to bring together a great product, and the rest of us gamers are like, no.
Wow. And the thing about EA is, okay, if you want to take away the worst company in America, their reputation in gaming still sucks.
Yes, it does.
Don't lead with them ever.
No, ever. Oh, don't even invite them.
Oh well, like one of their big announcements where they're getting rid of the online pass stuff, not the DLC online pass, but the the thing where you have to verify that you can play it online.
The 24-hour verification has been dropped from the Xbox One, so you don't require it.
EA had, what I'm saying is EA had a system where if you got like Madden or something, you had to buy a new copy or you couldn't play online unless you paid them more money. It was like a...
That was even though Xbox
That
One
was
had
for
dropped.
multiplayer. This was this generation.
Oh, jeez.
Where if you played a game, I believe they had a system where you had to buy a new copy or you couldn't get online without buying an online code or
Origin? You're referring to
something. No,
Origin?
this is for Xbox.
Oh, jeez.
Like if you didn't buy a new copy of the game, you couldn't play online.
And this was
unless
separate from Microsoft's setup of having to ping in
This
every
is just
24
EA
hours.
being
Just
customer
EA.
friendly.
Okay. That's actually the first I've heard of that. I'm not surprised to hear it, but it's the first I've heard of it.
I
But
believe that's the case.
If we look at the Xbox One, I mean, we got to give them some credit. The consumer spoke up. They pulled back. They said, okay, it doesn't require an internet check-in every 24 hours. Not going to make you do that, but it does require an internet check. Hang on. It does require an internet connection for first-time setup.
Yes.
So you're still kind of screwing over any of your audience base that doesn't have a...
But in that, they've created a new problem, I think, and that's, what the hell are you saying?
Yeah, confusion. Because we're already skeptical. We're like, okay, well, you played with the words the first time you announced it.
It's like, it's almost slightly too late now, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so you had it this way before, but now you don't. But now you, like, what are you saying?
Right. It is. It's scary.
Well,
It's a scary thought.
do they work?
Because we're Xbox fans. I mean, we're going into this like, oh, we want the Xbox One. We loved it. All you got to do, keep the Xbox 360 the same, double the hardware, make it better performing, make sure you can still continue with your great stream of games. You got us on the hook already. We want to keep our achievements. We want to keep our arcade.
Games on demand and arcade games should have carried over.
Yeah.
Because if I looked in my huge library of downloaded stuff, if that all carried over, the choice would be simple.
You wouldn't even actually have a choice.
That
It would just be a waste to do anything else.
Because then it's like, well, all the stuff I already bought carries over. Don't tell me it can't be done.
Should have been a slam dunk.
Maybe invest in that versus Connect.
Right.
Just saying, don't tell me it can't be done.
But then meanwhile, PlayStation rolls in and just Steam rolls over the top of them. Not only with features, not only giving gamers what they want, but the actual game releases and giving you previews of those games. But then they steamroll over the top of them and say, hey, guess what? It's also, what, $200 cheaper?
At least $100.
It's at least $100. I think it's $399.
It's $399, and then the Xbox is.
That was $599.
$499, I believe.
Is it $499?
It's $499.
Double check that. But
but
still, they nailed them at a lower price.
Their defense is that, oh, well, you get the Kinect mandatory.
We don't want the Kinect.
I had a Kinect. I have a Kinect. It sits on top of my TV, unplugged,
It's a
and
great,
useless.
it's a very good dust collector, I think.
Yeah. It's not even that, right? I mean, it's not interested.
No. I mean, they make some cool games for it, but really, I don't think the only ones they made I thought were interesting were like the fitness ones.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some cool ideas, but I think, I don't know if it's like gamer laziness, I don't want to say that, but, I mean, Xbox on, my controller, if I hit the button, it does it. Why do I gotta sound like an idiot in front of everybody?
Yeah, well, you gotta scream it too. Xbox on!
And I'll tell you right now, I have many brothers, and if they're over and I'm playing, if they're around, it is the biggest, like, ha ha, Xbox off, and then your game's off.
Oh, no.
Thanks. Or,
Good call on that. You
Yeah,
could probably
it's-
disable
it's-
that feature if you wanted to, though.
but I mean, that's the feature.
That's true.
I
That's the
disabled
whole
it
reason
by
to own it.
unplugging it.
That's true. It's the only reason to own the Kinect.
So, but that's their defense. Is it's $100 more, but you get the Kinect,
And we don't want the Kinect.
which is on all the time.
We don't want the Kinect.
Watching, listening,
Stalking.
loving,
Hmm.
in some cases.
So I think we're consensusing here.
Yeah, we're consensusing.
I think we're probably going to fall on the side of PlayStation this time around, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean,
Very unfortunate for us,
because it does make things complicated, and I'd love to say, well, Xbox. I mean, I've heard they've taken back a lot of the stuff that they said and stuff, but
doesn't matter.
We've entered into the muddled mess.
It doesn't matter. I've been in gaming too long to know when a company has zero interest in the gamer anymore. And the Xbox 360 was about drawing in the gamer. I mean, that's they went out and they got the IPs and now just the
but
tone.
they were the little guy then.
They were the little
Yeah,
guy. But the tone that they set for the Xbox One is that we're not going to act in your best interests unless you complain and drag us kicking and screaming along the way.
Yeah.
And Sony's kind of coming out and saying, wow, we screwed up.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3, we screwed up, you're right, we didn't listen to you. And so now this time around, they're finally getting back to what really matters. And then, you know, all this aside, I mean, let's talk about PCs. Bring PCs into the equation now. I mean, is it really even a good idea to buy a console anymore? It's like almost sketchy now.
It is. Steam, they recently announced the family sharing.
Yeah, Steam's got some cool stuff. That's where you can actually just send a game to your family member and they can play it for 10 days.
Yeah, right? Which is, I don't know how long it is. I just know they announced it. And Xbox, the idea was they were going to do something like that with Xbox One.
But it's so locked down now.
And then people said, well, we don't like this, and then somehow that feature got removed.
Well, we're going to have to wrap things up here, but I think that with the Steam thing, it's promising. I don't think it's there yet. I don't think technology is there yet for in-home theater gaming. I think it's definitely heading in that direction with the Steam box and with all the different gaming consoles.
That will help.
And now Steam's got the new user interface for your television, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But I like that idea because with PC gaming, we know what we're going to get. It really hasn't changed much over the years. And DRM is already built in. So that's part of the deal. You already know how they're going to manage it.
And it's backwards compatible, which...
Backwards compatible.
It matters to some people.
It's backwards compatible to a degree. Because, I mean, even some games are operating system dependent. But it's a lot more backwards compatible than...
Yeah.
Technically, if you use it.
My library should have carried over, Microsoft. What the hell? That's all I'm saying.
I'm actually kind of used to it now. I mean, when the PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 fiasco was... No. You don't get that. And they kind of did it with 360, didn't they?
They
said, no.
Compatible, sort of.
Yeah, no. Yeah, kind of, sort of.
But the games weren't that great that back then.
That's true.
They weren't that great.
Well, you didn't have on-demand anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, we could ramble on about that all day, I think. Should probably wrap this one up.
Several days.
Probably. So, leave your comments in the comments section below on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know what are you going to pick for your next gaming console. Is it going to be the Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, or PC? Could be PC.
Yeah, probably no.
I might do PC. I don't know. Maybe.
I'm still going to be your console.
So, I know. It's a tough call for me. So, have a great night, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. See ya. That was good.
It was all right.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.